So we left at 4:30. It's really foggy out. The sun just came up, so hopefully the sun's going to eat up some of this fog. Stay here. Where are you going? Today's ready to jump ship. You know, like the fog. So, gonna head back over to the C&D canal again today. Got supposed to blow 30 around 5 o'clock, so I'm hoping I'll be up by Reedy Island at that point, and if it gets too bad, I could just dip behind the island. If not, it'll be behind us, so it won't be so bad. We'll be able to run with 30. And so I left at night, and it's not like I really watch where I'm going anyway, but I got my autopilot, I got my radar on, I got my old tracks. You can see the old purple. That's my old track, so I just run in my old tracks. And anybody out here in this fog should have radar and AIS, but I just passed a fishing boat. He didn't have it, but I don't know why you'd be out here without it. So that's what we're working with today. Like someone's watching me, and I can't get no privacy. It always feels like someone's watching me. What's up, Tubs? Staring at your dad? Is that all you want to do? Stare at your dad all day? I got to feed him by hand on the boat. He won't eat out of the bowl. He's scared to eat out of the bowl while we're underway. So I got to give him one at a time. He goes for a kibble at a time. He's a real weird eater. He likes to drop one, take one out of the bowl, take it somewhere private, roll on it, and then eat it one at a time. So that's Mia Mall Shoal Lake. It's 47 feet high. It was built in 1913. So that's it. Made out of cast iron. So I'm sure that thing's seen some shit. Looks like it's got a lot of shit on it. Boomerang shit. Probably able to smell it here downwind. Tim's gonna get excited when he smells poop. He loves to smell poop. So that's called Flat Top. That's an old abandoned lighthouse. It was used at target practice for World War II, so that's why it's just a foundation there. But it actually used to be a lighthouse. The pilots in Millville, New Jersey, used it for bombing practice in World War II. So that's all that's left. They call that one Flat Top. It's supposed to be a good fishing spot. We got that Nelius Wilhelmsen. That's a car carrier, I think. Pretty sure that ramp on the side there comes down, and then they just bring cars all in there. So I think that thing's full of cars. Lots of cars. It's a pretty big old ship, though. We're at the turn of the bay here, and that's Ship John Shoal Lake. I think that's the last one. If you're headed up the Delaware Bay. We got tide with us, so we're making good time. We're doing 7 knots, so it can run all the way from Cape May to the Sassafras River in one trip, but the way the tide goes. But for some reason, coming from the Sassafras to Cape May, I have to do it in 2 tides. So we should get down the Sassafras by like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock tonight. I left at 4 a.m. So 4 a.m. to 9 p.m. Pretty good run. Well, 6 o'clock. We left at 4 a.m. It's now 6 a.m. We made it to the Sassafras River. So we had the tide with us the whole way. The carburetor rebuild was a success. And don't know what we're going to do here. Probably hang here for a little bit. Wait for some friends. And this really is a beautiful place. Sassafras River is probably one of the nicest places I've been, here in the Whack-A-Mole River. What's up, Tubes? He's on a mission. So that there is called a Therade vent, and you have one facing forward, and there's supposed to be one on the other side facing the other way. And what it does is it kind of creates a breeze that comes through. That's for engine ventilation. So I'm going to add ductwork and a blower to it. Usually for gas engines, you usually need to have the blower in case fumes accumulate down there, but I'm doing it to remove heat from the engine bay because it's so damn hot. The engine's been running cool, but I don't know. I like doing stupid shit, I guess. So we're going to run ductwork from there. I'll show you inside where it's going to come to. So I'm going to add this ductwork. It's all metal, so it shouldn't fall apart. I'm going to put this blower on there with this switch. I'm going to wire it to my engine so I have the option to turn it on or off. I'd like to get it where I have a Y valve where in the wintertime I could blow the heat from the engine bay into the cab, but I'll do that later. So I got to do this collar. So that's where the vent is, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the ductwork all the way down to here, so it pulls the heat from the engine, not just from the back of the engine bay, because it's a pretty big engine bay back there. So we'll see if we can get that done. So I previously added this access panel. I put that in there before. I was going to make that a stern anchor and then run my chain through that vent into here, but I don't know. I don't like this heat. I run this Yanmar a lot, so I'm going to try to keep this thing cool while it runs. So there's always a situation on a sailboat. So I got these screws. You can see the screws hanging down. They're in the way, so I'm not going to be able to screw this up in there because there's screws in the way. So I'm going to notch this thing out, and this tiny little flange makes it hard. Every time you buy anything, when you're a hacker like me and you hack shit out of everything, I can't deal with tolerances like that. Are unacceptable for me because it's just too much room. I'll never be able to get that screw in there and catch this hole because this hole's not perfect. Nothing on the boats are perfect, so I'm going to make like a doubler plate for that with a proper size flange for a hacker like me, so I have plenty of room to make shit fit. So like everything on a boat, you buy new shit and then you hack it fuck up like that. So it's all hacked out, ripped up, torn apart, but it'll work. So I like shit to work. I don't care what it looks like. I'm not big on aesthetics, big on working. So you can see the screws. I can still get to the screws. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put that up from the other side and attach the ductwork to it. So as far as boating, anything that goes through has got to be through bolted. So you'll see a lot of times people, you can't get to the other side, they'll half-ass it and they won't through bolt, but it's got to be through bolted. If it's not through bolted, it's going to leak, it's going to ruin your core, and it's going to come apart. So don't even bother. If you can't through bolt it, don't even bother. Since I'm coming from underneath, I'm going to use these self-tappers because if you don't have self-tappers, you got to pre-drill the holes to get in the fiberglass. So these self-tappers will get you right through the fiberglass, and it's not structural, it's just holding it up. So I'm just going to use self-tappers and put that thing up there. Well, maybe that's a little bit overdoing it. That thing is blowing, so and it's loud as hell. It's blowing pretty good. I guess I'll man, it's like shaking the whole damn boat. Holy shit. Sounds like a jet engine. So we'll talk about anchoring. So the storm's coming, and I guess I kind of do it opposite. Normally, I put my snubber on, which is just a rope. So instead of the chain having that tension, you run like, I run a 10-foot piece of rope from here to there, and that chain will take the tension, or that rope will take the tension, so it won't shock load. But you run the snubber to keep the load off the windlass and to stop the chain from shock loading. I have it captured here in that stopper, and I also have out like 10-to-1 scope. So what they call is the canterary, probably pronouncing it wrong. But it's the weight of the chain. So the weight of the chain actually stops a lot of the shock loading too. I mean, it's pretty tight right now. I guess not as much as I thought. Maybe I should put my snubber on. But in the storm, I don't like to have my snubber on because if I'm dragging or something, it's a pain in the dick to get it off, which I've had happen where I've drug in a storm and it was just a nightmare, and I was drifting up into a break wall. So when it storms out, I don't put my snubber on. That way I can make a quick getaway if something goes wrong. So that's a chain setup, but that takes the weight off the windlass, that keeper there. And I welded that bowsprit up, so it's pretty, you could probably hang the boat off of it. So we'll just ride it out. It clings and clangs without the snubber, but it looks like that's the storm clouds over there. And it actually looks like it might miss us. I feel like it's headed north. But it's all over the radio. They like to put fear in your heart. Oh my God, it's a storm. Oh my God, it's hot out. Oh my God, it's raining. Oh, it's a flood. It's always something. Always something. You listen to the news, you never get out of the house. But that there, I guess, what do you call that? A cumulonimbus cloud? We can't see the bottom, but I think that's what that looks like. Oh, what a nice breeze finally. That is cool. A super predator. Come on, buddy. Come on. You got it. Yeah, you got it, boy. Well, you're tough. You are a tough one. So Chesapeake's nice because all along it's like this. You could pretty much walk these little beaches. So you just gotta get it rolling. Get it dry. Nice dry off like that. Now he's gonna hyperventilate because he can't breathe because he's just jammed sand all up in his face. Yep. Yep, this is it. This is what we do. Me and my buddy. Good job, bud. Happy little guy. So we'll see what's up. That's the Chesapeake right there. Baltimore is over that way. So that's it. This is Buttonwood Beach down by Fairley Creek. So we're anchored out there, and that's the wide open Chesapeake, which is nice about Chesapeake because it's pretty calm. So you can anchor in a spot like that most of the time, not all the time, but most other places it'd be no way. So we're under this tree here in the shade, just hanging, because it's got my back.